Welcome, Misfits, to the DC as Fuck Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. On this show, we offer you an insider's guide to what truly makes DC tick. The real, behind-the-scenes shit that happens beyond the curtain. The raw, uncut version of life in our great city of DC. Told by us before someone else tells it for us. We make no excuses for any of our actions once the show begins. On this week's show, we'll discuss our best and worst of 2018, big things in 2019, and our guest tonight is immigration attorney and host of the DC TBD podcast, Ian Taraji. Did I say that right?
You also forgot jazz musician.
And jazz musician extraordinaire.
Of the lucky so-and-sos.
Of the lucky so-and-sos. Anyways, here's your host.
Composer.
Marcus Bradley Donovan.
Welcome to the last DC as Fuck show of the year and the last DC as Fuck show, my friend.
This is the end.
You remember the end of Martin? Like, you know, he's sitting in the room by himself. And like before he shuts the lights off, he grabs the Sharpie and he writes one love on the wall. And then turns the light off.
I forgot all about that. You just gave me goosebumps.
Cause like when I was like, oh, like I know we'll be back as something else, but like when I thought about that, I was like, damn, that'd be dope as shit if we could just shut this door, get that Sharpie out, write one love.
Well, let's we'll save that for the end of the show. But I like where your head's at.
I do like that. And we are live from the Heartcast studio in the great Washington Post building. Boo. Sponsors, my friend.
Our sponsors are Chuck Levin's, Hardcast Media, the DC as Fuck brand, and the St. Arnold's Restaurant Group.
St. Arnold's in the Abbey in Cleveland Park, the Muscle Bar. Very much appreciated for you guys. You guys, muscles, very good. Everything is fantastic. Also, Jefferson in DuPont, St. Arnold's Muscle Bar. Amazing food, amazing time. Go to DuPont, have a good time. And then there's Tiber Beer House, which is basically your standard issue German beer hall where you can have yourself one of the best solid triples, you know what I mean, a Hefeweizen, all that stuff that you can really, really dig and sink your teeth in, that
all
food, that beer to get
best
you good.
Best mussels on the menu.
Hell yeah. Best
Which
mussels.
Which ones?
I mean, all of them. Shit, they're mussels.
I like the bacon
Who don't
and
love
blue.
mussels?
St. Arnold's. The mussels St. Arnold's.
I'm classic.
Yeah, that one is awesome.
Bacon and blue.
The bacon and blue cheese.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
blue cheese is the shit. Anything bacon, blue cheese.
You know, I most recently got into an argument with somebody about eating blue cheese.
What?
And they were like, that's the equivalent of eating ass. And
No.
the smile
No.
on my
No.
face was just
Man,
like,
if ass tasted like blue cheese.
bruh, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you. Shit.
What's your ass
Have mercy.
There'd be some
Look, I'm
ladies,
gonna tell you right
there'd be
now,
some
I was-
ladies walking the streets.
Wasn't afraid of eating romaine lettuce. I got E. coli running through my system, baby.
Don't eat that ass.
All right. Tonight on the show, I am your host, Marcus Bradley Donovan, and tonight my co-host is...
Crushing Boo Dixon. You can find me on the social medias at Crushing Boo. All one word.
Sitting next to him is Miss...
Valerie Torres. You can find me on Twitter and Insta at VMTDC.
And our bartender of the evening is...
I'm Jamie Roderick. You can find me on Twitter as Bars Simpson. You can get me on Instagram as Lives Infamously, and I am James Roderick on Facebook.
James Roderick.
You say the whole thing.
I do.
It's like
And
a
our
Tribe
s-
Called Quest.
And our special guest of the evening is...
My name's Ian Taraji. You can hit me up on Twitter at WokeSince84. You can't get me on Facebook. I'm blocking everybody, so
What?
That was a wise man.
can't find me on Facebook or
Wise
Instagram. It's all private.
You need to block your family on Facebook because there's some assholes. I read some of your family's posts. Right? What's your, you got some
I
Republican.
love my family.
Wow.
I don't love you because you're not my family, but you got some red people on that side.
Red people, he says.
Wow.
Remember when red used to mean communist?
Yeah, it still does.
It kind of does.
Still kind of does.
Kind of still does.
Still there.
I set him up. You knock him down.
I mean, it still stands for Redskins, stands for...
Boo.
Man, you know what? Last couple of years, I found out that was racist, yo. And like my original argument was like, yo, I've been black my entire life and ain't nobody gave a fuck. Like, how is this racist?
You're not a football team.
And you're an Eagles fan, so nobody cares what you think.
Really, nobody cares about you.
You know who cares?
Nobody.
Where am I from?
Seagulls.
Seagull.
Fly, seagulls, fly. Oh, dude,
Have a
when I
championship
used to go to
20
games,
years.
whenever anybody got mouthy and they're wearing a green,
Fly, seagulls.
oh man,
I
try
grew-
to-
Don't insult seagulls like that.
Listen,
No, they are the rats of the air. I think it's completely
It
appropriate.
is.
Pigeons.
I thought the pigeons were the rats of the air.
Yeah.
Seagulls.
I actually grew up going to the vet, so I grew up.
Were
in
you
this-
there when they booed Santa?
Yes.
Threw
I was
D
the-
batteries at him?
I
Ain't
was-
nobody tell that man to wear a cowboy
Were you
shirt.
there when they threw the chief off the balcony?
I was not there.
Put him in a wheelchair.
I don't remember that.
We
one.
did not put him in a
savages.
wheelchair. He put himself in the wheelchair because his legs ain't worked that well.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
See, this is why
What?
your city should have been swallowed by a sinkhole last
There's
year.
only 2 times a year that I root for the Eagles when they play the Cowboys.
Yes.
I root for Godzilla.
I mean, all right,
Sinkhole, earthquake.
So you two are Redskins.
Don't get me
fan.
don't get it twisted. I'm not like I'm diehard pulling for the Eagles in that game.
I'm
kind
a
of like
recovering
fuck all
Redskins
y'all,
fan.
but I still want the Cowboys.
But I
to
hate
lose.
the Cowboys.
I want the Cowboys to
Yeah.
lose.
I mean,
always,
you three are
always,
Redskins
always.
fans, right? So I mean, who do you pull for? Is
What?
it the Eagles or is it the
Plane
Cowboys?
crash.
We can't do that.
I don't.
I-
I don't root for
I-
either.
That's cruel.
I
want-
say fuck all y'all, and
I just
but
want
I
the
still want the
Cowboys
Cowboys
to
to
lose.
lose. I want
Team fan base wide
Always.
aneurysm.
always want the Cowboys to lose.
Kind of like Godzilla here.
I hate the fact that I'm the most congratulatory person in this entire section. I think
For now.
Because you're used
Like
to losing.
literally, no,
For now.
literally. And no,
used
I'm
to
not
losing.
used to losing. Watch your mouth, whore. What I'm saying is that when the Eagles won, I was like, yo, big win for the NFC East. We're the only section who all has chips.
Because here's the thing: it's the fact
know what
that
I mean?
everybody hates you.
Oh no, look.
That's
Hate
the
me
thing.
if you want to.
Not everybody hates the Giants or the Redskins. Everybody hates you.
It's amazing.
But they hate
I
the
love
Cowboys
it.
more.
No. You
I
know
hate
what?
every team in
I-
that division, but like the Giants, I hate the
It's the
least
fan base.
because my old man is from
How
New York.
do you hate the Giants
it's
the
the-
least?
Because my old man's from New York. I got family in New York. Like I have
He
a
was
connection to New
indoctrinated.
York, so
Hey, 'cause we're not
I
gonna
was
be-
Young age.
indoctrinated because I
Yeah.
grew up a Yankees fan.
High five.
I don't understand.
You both can die.
All right, so let's get to the holidays. It is the week after Christmas.
Merry Christmas, all.
Merry Festivus to everyone.
Happy holidays. I know I
Happy
ate like
Festivus.
shit and ate so much food. Like this is the first time ever in my life, at least for the past 20 years, I had both Thanksgiving and Christmas off. So I made it a point to eat like an asshole and eat everything that I could actually eat, and I kind of hurt myself. I literally hurt myself. I ate so fucking
Pull
much
a
food.
muscle or something?
I had to shit so much it was ridiculous.
Christ.
The quality of
Sorry
food.
I asked.
Let's just say there wasn't a lot of
Yamayo.
vegetables. There was not a lot of vegetables in this meal.
Eat vegetables.
My family doesn't eat
I don't think I've eaten a vegetable.
sweet potatoes
since,
out of a
like,
fucking can.
This is
Man.
why you're 5'2". Eat a fucking vegetable. Shit.
shit.
Like,
Damn. It's too late now.
game is over.
That bullet has already left the
That
gun,
shit's
bro.
wrong, dude.
We've rung that bell.
You are not unpickling that cucumber.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Hey, do you think people missed us? You think they noticed we were gone for 2 weeks?
I would like to think so because I got a couple emails asking.
I had a
when
couple
we're
of
coming
people
back on.
asking when I
Come back on. But I tell you what, I mean, I want to do this every year. Like, I want to take a break, like that little secession right there. That was actually kind of nice to get away. The holiday season, being in the restaurant industry, most of us work anyway, so it's just, this is a good time to try to make some money in this situation. And it's nice for me to go home and actually see my family. And I know you guys have kids, so it's actually nice not to fucking take a couple weeks off. I mean, everybody else does. So we don't take off for the summertime, so we might as well take off in Christmas in that time. So, but I like being back on now. I like that we have some big news coming up that we said we were going to talk about last show and introduce this week, but
We can
just
save it to the end.
save it to the end because we just weren't ready. We hit a couple bumps, and now we're all really comfortable, really happy with
Stick around for the whole show.
Yeah, we have some big news.
He said hit a
Big
couple.
news at
Big-
the end.
Big.
So, Boo, how was your holiday?
My holiday was really, really chill. My ex-wife took the kids to Disney World for Christmas, so
shit.
I did Christmas the week before with them. Super low key. I basically just took them shopping. They were like, "Dad, we don't need all the pomp and circumstance. We just want the loot. We just want the loot.
The loot.
You
me the
know,
loot. Give me the loot.
Yeah, so I gave them the loot.
bad boy.
We hit every fucking Target and Walmart in the goddamn area, and a Kmart. Kmart keeping
Kmart
it
still going on?
Kmart
Where the
keeping it
fuck?
real in Adelphi, son.
Well, there's a Kmart down at the beach, and I didn't know there was any more Kmarts left.
Kmart in Adelphi, Maryland, holding it
Hold on,
down. Adelphi, bro.
What the fuck
I
is
think-
that?
Get on New
What?
Hampshire Avenue and keep
I think
driving.
there's one in Columbia, Maryland.
and when you
what's
hit East-West Highway, you've gone too far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it like a little bodega town?
It's let's
I mean,
see.
it's got a Kmart. So it is a bodega town.
I mean, it's Adelphi, Maryland. It's kind of in between
Is there a grocery
DC
store?
and like College Park.
Is there a grocery store in this Kmart?
There is not.
Okay.
No, it is. I mean, this place is a shell of what department stores used to be. It used to be a Bradley's. Remember Bradley's?
What the hell's a Bradley's?
And it was a bunch of
Oh, it's
like,
good.
kind of in
It
that
was like
whole
a-
Coors, not Kohl's.
Kohl's.
It's kind of in that vein of Kohl's, yeah.
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, yeah,
Oh, so
like
shit.
that. I think it was
Kmart, I mean,
it might have been a J.C. Penney's at
But
one
it
point.
might have been like only.
Oh, that might
I
have
think
been
Bradley's
Tina's.
was only clothes though, like not like how TJ Maxx and Kmart have like home stuff and.
So is that why you had Call of Duty and you played it the whole time your kid was gone?
Yeah, dude. I let an 8-year-old talk me into buying my first person shooter game, and they don't tell you how addictive it is, or maybe they
Actually,
do.
they do. Yeah.
Maybe they do, but I just am not
You
a
just
good.
don't listen?
I'm not a
They
good
do
listener.
actually, yeah.
I'm gonna let
Man,
y'all.
I've been killing zombies for days.
Okay.
I'm gonna let y'all know
days.
right now, guys. When it comes to addiction, that Red Dead Redemption 2,
The red what?
Okay,
Red Dead Redemption 2, it's basically Grand Theft Horse.
okay. So I have it. I haven't cracked it open yet.
I'm gonna tell you right
This is why I
now.
don't
So
even
when I
Grand
started,
Theft Horse?
yeah, it's
Cowboys.
It's GTA,
Okay.
but
Grand
with
Theft Auto,
cowboys.
but with cowboys and zombies.
Yeah,
This
like
is
when
why I don't even own a console.
when I started
I don't
playing the
either.
game, like I literally was like looking at my girl like, yo, we're not having sex for a while. Cause it's gonna be me and this controller. Don't talk to me. I know. But
So
you
you
know
get
what?
to play with a bunch of men and on a video game.
Yeah,
and-
I'm totally
and
okay with that.
And that gets you off.
Look, you
Okay.
can try to make it.
I
good if
don't.
you
I
want
don't
to.
play online. I play offline because I don't want to get into arguments with
8-year-olds.
8-year-olds.
Whooping your ass.
I mean, I don't even. I mean, I have an 8-year-old who whoops my ass in video games. So, you know, that's all. That's all fine and good.
You want to hear some racism? Like
No,
some
not really.
real bad
Yeah.
racism? Like play a game against like a 12-year-old, like first person shooter, and they will say some of the most out. At one point, I was like,
Yeah, that's why I don't.
Yo,
I don't need that.
"Where is your parents, sir?" He was like, "N-word this, you F this, and this and this and this." I was like, "Where did you get this
I'm like,
language
how'd you know I was
from?"
black? How do you even know you were black?
He didn't. That's the problem.
Oh, so they just arbitrarily
Just
dropping
arbitrarily
N-bombs.
just
That's
start
just how they get down.
ripping
on,
off.
Yeah, see, I play offline. All my shit.
I'll just mute you though.
I can't do it. So your holidays were good then.
Oh, I like that split screen action, Molly.
Right, Molly?
Shout out to Molly Rulin producing behind the
Look
deck
at that.
tonight.
Molly's doing well today.
Gang, gang.
Behind
Miss
the
Valerie,
boards.
how? Ooh, I do like it too. Look at that. So Valerie, how was your holidays?
It was great. I had to drive up to Connecticut, which
Connecticut.
was not bad, the drive. But on the way back, it was bad.
Why was it shitty?
There were maybe like 5 different accidents.
Nice.
And it should have been a 5-hour drive. It took me 8.5 hours. And
8.5 hours.
And I was late for work.
I mean,
that's-
no.
that's-
We'll dole it out
Yeah.
sparingly.
No.
Yeah,
We're
sparingly.
just doling it out sparingly, but it was fun. I had every year it's an annual thing that we've done for probably like 12, 13 years. I go and spend the holidays with my friends Pat and Luli. They have 2 young girls who are now not so young anymore. They're like preteens.
Shout out to Pat and Luli.
Yeah, shout out to the Burks. And we go on New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, we have dinner at their country club, the Westchester, and their food is so good. And then we go to their friend's house and do rock band and sing with the kids.
Damn, remember when Rock Band was the shit?
Yes.
It's
Guitar
so fun.
Hero.
See, I
Rock
feel like
Rock Band is the reason my kids, my 2 older sons, actually like have decent taste in music.
I mean, is it actually? Can you actually learn how to play the guitar? For that?
No.
Because it's really
No,
just
no,
like
no,
you're
no.
like dinging, and it's the same with the drums.
It's totally
like,
different. Totally
so
different.
the eldest, Celia, she's actually a drummer, and when she first started doing it, she had a hard time because
Yeah.
she was trying to drum for
I
real.
had a hard time doing
So
guitar.
you're just like tapping the shit.
It's
Yeah,
real
it's
good
like
for
a
the finger
click.
work.
You just like
Okay.
Yeah, hit
And then
the
it's
blue
like,
button
you
when
have
you're
to,
supposed to, hit the red button when you're supposed to,
Yeah.
hit the green button.
But
when
that
you're
has
supposed
nothing to do with playing guitar.
But
Exactly.
they actually have good music on here, and that's actually what you learned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my
Yeah.
kids learned
First
to
time
love
I-
like the Beatles, Metallica.
First
Led
time I ever heard
Zeppelin.
the sword was on, like,
Rock Band?
Guitar Hero.
okay, sorry.
What's that Weezer song? Say It Ain't So.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so.
Like somehow, some way, I missed it and like found that on Guitar Hero and was like, "This is my shit."
See, I just feel really out of place when we talk about like holidays and whatnot because the 4 of you actually deal with kids on a regular basis where I'm like allergic to them and shit and try to push them away, push them down the steps or kind of like get rid of them.
You
You're
have
not
siblings?
allergic.
Because
You
you're a
just didn't
horrible
eat
person.
vegetables.
And I was a baby.
That's
I was the youngest of me and my brother.
here.
Anyway, Christmas was great. And on Christmas Day, I didn't get out of my pajamas the whole time.
Yeah. Christmas on the couch.
That's fair. I slept all the time.
It was great.
James, how was
Are we gonna
yours?
dole this out?
What I tell you about calling me James?
Jamie,
first
how
thing
was
first.
yours?
There you go. I did the shit show at Looking Glass, and like we're talking like all the Incredible Hulks and Thug Passions physically possible.
Oh yeah, that's
Christmas Eve.
I
That's
saw that
Christmas
picture,
Eve.
and yeah, I was.
I
No,
Great.
that
was-
was the
I was
starting point.
dying.
That was the starting
That
point.
was
We
awesome.
had customers go
picture-
buy more bottles for that shit show. So I woke up after getting home at like 5:30 in the morning, got up around like 11 because my kid's doing the daddy wake up because I know there's shit out there for me thing.
How old's your kid again?
He's 3.
old enough.
So, we get out there, we open up gifts, hand Dawn her stuff. I get my air fryer, which is the
Yeah,
dopest.
we're gonna talk about it.
Which was the dopest.
I'm really curious. About
But
that.
like then
too.
it was
The air
just like,
fryer?
all right, cool. Like I'm sitting there, everybody's happy, this and this and this. Dawn makes eggs, whatever the hell. And then I went to sleep. Like I'm done today. Like daddy's over it. Like that's Christmas as an adult, and that sucks.
What does it do? Get to sleep all day? I feel like that's.
No, I mean
I
it's
feel like
not
that's
just
the
it's
best.
not just that. It's not just that. It's just remember when you were a kid, you had the excitement of like I ain't had to spend no money, but I got some dope shit downstairs.
Fair enough. I
As
would
a
accept
dad,
that.
it's just like I spent some money, and probably might not be no dope shit down there for me.
What was the best thing you got your kid?
Oh, my kid, he got some Paw Patrol crap and all this other stuff or whatever.
Paw Patrol.
What the hell was that?
It's
a
literally a
cartoon.
bunch of like superhero dogs.
they're
and
they're
like a
first
kid.
responder pets.
Yeah, like
They're
one does
awesome.
like recycling, which I don't really get because I don't know why the fuck you're a first responder because you got a recycling truck. He's basically like a garbage dude.
Well, it's like if a hurricane hits.
No. It's more like
Is he recycling? I thought he was
If you
kind of
got
like
nothing
a
to do with
contractor.
kids, you don't need to know
Yeah,
about Paw Patrol.
yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But
let's move on.
also started watching X-Men with him, the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer. And then started watching that screwed up damn Batman cartoon they gave
See,
us.
I dug the Batman cartoon.
I know because it is the darkest.
Which one?
The one,
The
the
ones from the
animated
90s.
series
The animated series
from like
Oh,
91, 92,
the
93.
resurgence of Batman in the 90s.
And like it was that thing where I was just like, maybe I shouldn't be watching this with my kid. This is like Joker
Dark.
kills people.
I remember getting off high school and going home just to watch the shit because it was
Yep.
twisted. I would get stoned and watch that show, and it was some twisted shit what he did in it.
Yeah, man.
Plus, the art was amazing. I had like
Yeah.
this Art Deco, just whole vibe.
They
about
said that
it.
like they did it whereas most animation is done starting with a white background, they did it starting with a black background. So that's how they got that noir kind of look to it.
Yeah.
Very cutting edge.
Still cell
I mean, at
phones.
the time.
Some of the best comic book animation until Spider-Verse.
All right, let's just do this.
Spider-Man.
Let's just get the Spider-Verse shit out right now.
No, wait, hold on.
Hang on.
Let's stick
Can
to
we
I'ma say
cheers
right now.
first?
Oh yeah, I made this. I fucked up. I took a sip first.
It's fair.
Yo,
Cheers.
Are we cheering?
yeah, to
Happy
To
holidays.
2019?
20
2019.
to 2019.
To
Fuck
it-
you,
to it not
2018.
being as
Fuck you,
long as
2018.
2018
You were-
was.
I just want to. So this bottle of champagne that we're drinking right now was a gift from my boss and friend from St. Arnold's
Shout out to St. Arnold.
Shout out.
to
Big
Mark
shout
Moore,
out to St.
also
Arnold's.
known as Big Daddy. He actually gave it to me as a thank you for all the stuff that we all did for 77.
Oh, right on. Cool.
All right.
Hey,
on,
I want
right
to give a quick shout out to some people that are watching. Shout out to Naseem and Daha, Steve, Terry, and Virginia. Boo knows you're watching. Appreciate
And
you.
on the other channel, Zach Hoffman's watching. Polly Cairns is watching. What's up, Polly? Shout out to Team Green. I just left their house
Who's Team
earlier
Green?
today. So my friends, the Greens, there's Tammy and Daryl and their daughter Sarah, who is now working with me at St. Arnold,
Okay.
which is crazy because I've known her since she's like a little wee one.
A wee one.
A wee one.
A wee one.
And she's no longer a wee one. She's now 21. Daryl and Tammy used to own Adams Mill Bar and Grill in Adams Morgan.
Oh, Lord.
You have stories there, son?
Many people have stories over there.
So
I've had
many
a few
people.
drinks there.
So then it's those two, our other friend Erin, and then Jessie and her husband Dennis, and Polly, and myself, and other people. We call ourselves Team Green.
Team Green.
And I was at their house for Christmas for the
what's-
Christmas party.
What's the movie that came out in like the early 2000s and it's about Hitler's like last days and he's in the bunker with all of his generals and there's a scene that he's going crazy. He's like fucking starting to crack. And what they did was they took what happened was people started taking this scene and changing the subtitles.
Oh, yeah.
And so when Adams Mill was closing, there was like this they like wrote this whole thing where it was like, and what the like, and it was all about Adam's Mill closing and Hitler fucking just like losing his fucking shit.
When did they close?
It's a while ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
I was not partaking in Adam's Morgan.
Anybody out there in the listening universe know when?
I'm going to find out right now.
You do that. Team Green.
Anyways.
All right, so on the show this week, like I said, it's the year in review. We are all going to do like a little of our best and worst of the year, but we're going to get to our guest right now, Ian Taranji.
Do you want to know how my holidays were?
Well, I'm getting there. Calm down, killer. We're going to do a little top 10 of the worst of Trump, since Ian is a very wise and intelligent person when it comes to politics, way more so than any of us in this room probably put together. So that's one of the reasons we love having him on. He is one of the DC as fuck lawyers, or he is the DC as fuck lawyer.
Yeah,
The one and only.
The air quotes. So yeah, Ian.
that $0 retainer. As we go
Pro
$1.
hashtag pro bono.
$1.
We feed him whiskey. That's all we need to
Hashtag
do.
pro bono.
And champagne.
We feed him
But
booze.
I'm happy to be here.
Ian's been on. This is probably what, 5th or 6th show with us.
I think so, yeah.
You've been on quite a bit.
I've bartended. I've
You were there at the beginning when it was a shit show,
yes.
to say the least. I mean, I've been going. I mean, if anybody's following us on Instagram, I've been like blasting Instagram with some old pictures, and there's quite a few pictures of you in there. And
Yeah.
Quite the evolution.
it is.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
It's interesting to see the evolution from a year ago to
Yeah.
where we are now.
and
As
it's-
an attorney licensed in the District of Columbia and the state of Maryland, I just want to say that I am not representing any clients at this moment as I'm drinking. I do not want this video to be Exhibit A in my malpractice trial.
fair enough. I feel like you have to say
The
that.
views of
But-
Marcus and James Roderick are his and his alone, and do not count towards anything I feel about. Like,
Now that being said, you're also a member of the Lucky So and So's,
Yes, sir.
which is
So we're a jazz hip hop DC band, 9-person outfit.
which makes about sense of being like a jazz band.
Covering a lot of ground.
Jazzmatazz.
You need some bodies to cover all that.
big shout out
Jazz.
to Guru, Jazzmatazz. Yeah.
Yes.
One of my
sir.
favorite albums of all time.
Listen,
Rest
man,
in peace.
jazz and hip hop is very simpatico, and we do a lot of funky jazz, a lot
You
of
really
Latin
do.
jazz.
Are you
Got some
guys
great
going to play anytime
MCs.
soon?
We are playing right now. We're scheduled to do a 420 show at the Pie Shop. I know you were just there.
Ah, Dangerous Pies.
The pie
Shout
shop.
out to Dangerously Delicious Pies.
So we're doing that Saturday 420 show. There's other bands on the bill, one of whom is Cosmic Rump, and the other of whom my deepest apologies because I can't recall.
Yeah, when I put you on the spot
But
like
it's
that.
but it's 4 months away. We're also recording some new music, so we're actually going to have a single out in hopefully January, but no later than February. And it's a song that I wrote, and I'm really, really proud of it. So I'm looking forward to getting that out there. And then we're also going to probably sit down and do a full-length album. We've got easily enough material, and it's all good, real good.
Now, you said there's 9 members of the band. Do all
Yes, sir.
9 of you play at the same time, or is it kind of like a collective of a whole?
So it's there are moments when we're all playing at the same time, and there's moments when people fall out. I'm the rhythm guitar player, and that's so I'm kind of doing something most of the time.
I mean, is this your baby? I would say.
Yeah. I feel like it's my baby. I'm the band leader. I'm at least the one who has to send out the emails to get people together and get everybody rehearsing. So yeah, I guess I'm the band leader. I guess it's my baby. I write most of the songs. Also, my 23-year-old son
That was gonna be my next question.
is our bass player.
Now, how long has he
kid's
played?
dope.
How long has he played with you guys?
So the first gig he did with us was we played Millennium Stage at the Kennedy Center back in August of 2017, and I always like to tell him, listen, just because you're my kid doesn't mean you got this gig because you're my kid. Like, you wouldn't have gotten this gig if you didn't have chops.
That's
He's
fair.
a really good bass player. And yeah, it's tremendous musicians. My goal in any musical setting is to be the least accomplished musician, and in Lucky So-and-So's, it's definitely mission accomplished.
That's very fair. I mean, you have who's your lead singers? I mean,
So
you have multiple.
we have a female vocalist, Monday,
Monday.
who you know. We've been on. That was one of the shows.
She's been
I was
on a couple.
We-
She's been on
we-
one show.
Monday.
We
is-
share a co-singer.
And she's on.
She's
with
amazing.
you?
She is a member of the Mighty
amazing.
Trouble Threat as well.
Yes, yes. Artemis is our MC. Then we've got Kwesi Lee, who plays with Nag Champa and that
Nam Champa, I love Nam Champa.
that whole collective. Jamal Gray is actually going to be producing our single.
No shit.
Yeah, I've been in touch with him because it's a very, very funky, but kind of like jagged tune. Well, I'm not going to get into it. You'll hear it. Y'all hear it. Then my son Andrew on bass. Oren Levine on keyboards, who, if you make it out to any of the jazz jams, Brixton on Sunday nights, Mr. Henry's on Wednesdays, you're liable to see him. A tremendous musician. He actually just put out a full-length album of like very kind of classical jazz, but all original stuff that he wrote. He's a super gifted musician. And then we go two drummers. Two drummers, Donovan Duval on.
I like Donovan.
He's
I
amazing.
like Donovan.
Dude, he's amazing. And then one of my son Andrew's good friends, Dustin Tanner, on drums. So double drums, bass,
So how's
double
double-
guitars.
So is that? I mean, why the double?
Because I love two drummers.
But why? I mean, I'm ignorant to this shit. So just like,
It's
what
like
does that
Slipknot, baby. All that percussion.
I don't know anything about
All of that.
That's 'cause you
percussion,
suck.
Yeah, you can go. You can go. I mean, you can go polyrhythmic. You can go auxiliary percussion and one drummer. You can go pads and a drummer. You can have both of them on the drums at the same time. You get two drummers just in the pocket, just laying in the pocket, and that is dope as fuck.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear the new album or a new song first. Of all,
New
the
song
new
first.
album,
Well,
and
actually,
then
we
420.
recorded 3 songs. They're all going to be on the full length album. I hope that the full length album can be done and ready to roll by summer, fall.
Are you guys gonna be doing the Funk Parade or anything like that this year?
I sure hope so. If they'll have us, we've done Funk Parade every year, except one, which was the first year. But we've done Funk Parade every year. We were on the One Love Massive stage.
I remember
Molly allowed us, gave us the honor of gracing the One Love Massive stage.
That was the first.
Back.
I might actually have pictures of that stage. Of that.
Yeah. Empresarios played that day.
I definitely.
Congo Sanchez.
I
played
definitely
on
had
that
pictures of that
stage.
stage.
Yeah, that was dope as hell. We played, and then we played a guy. I cannot remember the bar that was on 16th. 16 and U. Not Local 16, but what's right next to Local 16 there?
Oh, it's called Exiles now. I think.
Exiles.
was
We played Exiles last year.
It used to be. Oh shit! It used
that was
to
a long
be
time
somewhere
ago.
I used to hang out all the time. It wasn't even that long ago.
No
Archibald's. No, not Archibald's.
pressure. That's a strip club.
Yes.
You played at a strip club? That's fucking awesome. Could you play at a strip club?
I can't believe I can't remember the name of this place. I
DC is the new
DJ'd like
Atlanta.
the last night there.
No, it is not.
You just said zero.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
So confused. All right, so you did a top 10 list for us. We're going to move on. You did a top 10 list for us of the most fucked up shit that Trump did. So I want you to read it off like from 10 to 1, and then let's discuss it.
It's not necessarily in order,
I see
although
that.
my number one would be my number one. So my number 10, the Trump wall shutdown. Number 9, undoing Obama regulations, both in education. What?
Slow down. Molly's got to catch up.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna roll graphics during this. All right.
All right. So wait, you started off.
10.
Wait, you started off with the
Shutdown.
child separation, or are you going from the bottom?
I'm going from the bottom to the top.
I'm a bad spoiler.
Spoiler.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Are
Sorry.
you not listening?
Yeah, he is talking right now. To us.
You
No, he's
better
thinking about
believe
Archibalds
it.
right now.
I was trying to remember the name of
Archibalds.
Archibald.
Yeah.
Archibalds? When's the last time you went to Archibalds?
It's been
Watch your
Last
mouth.
week?
Did you get brought? Did you have
been a while.
Sunday
Been
brunch?
at least a month. Yeah.
All right, Sunday shutdown. Sunday shutdown.
All right.
Government shutdown.
Government shutdown.
Undoing Obama.
Undoing Obama regulations. In education, environment, a lot of different stuff. Banking. Next, nominating Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court.
I like beer.
He likes beer.
Sorry, I watch a lot of Saturday Night Live.
Tell me when I can roll.
I
Go.
want to punch that
All
dude in
right.
the neck.
Next is backing out of the Iran nuclear deal. Thought that was kind of fucked up.
Ridiculous.
Next,
I like this one.
truth isn't truth. This was not a Trump. This was actually a Giuliani
This is a
thing.
Giuliani move, yeah.
We'll talk. This was a Giuliani move.
Fuck Giuliani.
But it also kind of it also kind of perfectly encompasses so much that's wrong with this administration. Next is the resignation of former Defense Secretary James Mattis, and I'll explain why
I want to
that's
get
important.
into that one, yeah.
Because that actually gets into a couple of other topics that I have coming up. This one I found particularly galling, and since we're in the Washington Post building, I mean,
It's very eerie when we do this one.
defending Mohammed bin Salman, who is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, after he ordered the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, a Saudi national who is a permanent resident here in the United States, wrote for the Washington Post. There are probably a lot of his friends and comrades who work here in this building, and that was really, really fucked up. So next, I have Trump's performance at the G7 summit, which was in Canada this year, and he basically kind of
He sucked Putin's dick.
Well, he kind of shit on our traditional allies. And then, there was some Putin dick sucking. Because next on my list, I have the Helsinki press conference with Vladimir Putin, which was a real treat. And my number one, and since I'm an immigration lawyer, this is a topic that touches me and really infuriates me, which is our government's treatment of immigrant children. Both in the child separations that took place in the late spring and early summer, and then just in the last month, we've actually had 2 immigrant children die in
custody.
In U.S. custody. Died. Children dying in custody.
I had to take myself off of social media when the child separation thing happened because I caught myself on the verge of sending out one of those manifesto level things that probably would have gotten me put on a watch list or gotten
Smoky White Devil.
my door kicked in or gotten me banned. As a parent, it is mind-boggling. You really can't conceive that level of rage.
This really shouldn't be a political issue. To me, there's right and left, and then there's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And
To me, there's just right or wrong. I don't see anything right about this situation.
You can't just form an opinion off of being a Republican or a Democrat, because there's the Republican stuff that I agree with. Don't get me wrong, and there's Republican stuff that I don't agree with. Same thing with Democrats or whatever. The whole thing with this whole child separation thing, the second it came out, I was like, somebody's child's going to get. We were talking about it earlier. Somebody's child's going to get mistreated and molested.
When we were talking
and then a couple weeks later,
there's a video of these kids being pushed and shoved around by some of these people at a place that is on the border. Yeah. The tent city in the middle of the desert in the fucking summertime.
It's hot as fuck in the desert.
That's somebody's baby.
This is, I had to remove myself from social media because it was just too much, and
So I if I can take this top 10 and put them in a couple of buckets, I mean, there's you can kind of group some of these together. You have your, let's just call it the Trump racism bucket, and that's the treatment of immigrants,
the shutdown even. Kind of racist.
The shutdown is kind of racist. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of African Americans are federal workers in this area, and he said it the other day. He said most of the people who are have lost work because of the shutdown are Democrats anyway, and which is
A,
not true.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is A, not true, and B, a terrible premise.
So that would be the immigration or the racism bucket. Then you have kind of the foreign policy bucket, and this is actually one that doesn't get talked about a lot. It does get talked about
because it's out of sight, out of mind, kind of like.
It gets discussed, but it seems like the latest outrage or the latest idiot tweet is sort of what drives the news cycle. But when you look at how we have sort of reordered our alliances in the world, Trump is friendly with Kim Jong-un. He's friendly with Vladimir Putin. He's friendly with
China.
the Saudi royal family.
And Uragan and
But like
Erdogan. How do you say that guy's name?
Erdogan,
Thank you.
Erdogan in Turkey.
Sounds like somebody from Lord of the Rings.
He supports right-wing populists all across Europe who are anti-immigration and
Did you say Duarte? Did you add Duarte?
Duterte.
He actually doesn't like.
Duterte in the Philippines.
I mean, because he's insane also.
Yeah, he's
But like
insane
he
also.
doesn't like. Do whatever his name is doesn't like Trump.
Well, not many.
No. He doesn't
Join the
like Trump,
club.
but Trump,
No, Trump likes him.
Trump likes
Join the
him.
club.
These are all people that are doing things that Trump wishes he could do.
That's exactly
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
That's exactly
This
right.
is like the
And
first thing you have to realize when it comes to like, all right, Vladimir Putin, I'm gonna just go kill some people. Kim Jong-un, I dare you to act.
It sounded like you called him Valerie Putin.
Did I call him Valerie Putin?
Valerie Putin.
Valerie Putin
On
on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Valerie be trolling.
One, two, three,
Don't
Yogi
add
and
Valerie
Schweppes.
Putin.
I
But
said-
but also but there's a flip side to that coin, which is the way he treats Germany, the UK,
Our actual allies.
our actual
Canada,
allies,
Canada.
for fuck's sake.
and Canada, yeah, and Mexico, and these, when you think about our alliances with Western European nations, that is what has
kept us out of World War
maintained.
III.
That's what's kept us out of World War III. That's what's maintained at least interstate peace for the most part. You don't have since the end of World War II, we really haven't had too many countries going to war with other countries, as much as we've had, insurgency movements in various countries, civil wars, but we haven't had Germany v. France. We haven't had the U.S. v. Japan since World War II.
Only in the World Cup.
And only in the World Cup. And so those alliances are what have kept the relative
The
peace
sanction or the sanity of the world.
globally,
Yeah.
and also allowed global trade and capitalism to thrive and flourish. And so, to me, anyway, that's an extremely troubling development that is completely unique to this administration. I mean, it's not like you could say, well, look, Trump on taxes is basically the Republican. Mitt Romney would have signed the same tax bill
And the
that
same
Trump,
thing, yeah.
that Trump signed.
Yeah.
But the
Without
way
the dramatic flair.
but the way that he's reordered our alliances in the world is unique to Trump. It's not, and this was the reason why I have Mattis's resignation on
getting
my
to.
list is because as he resigned, he wrote a letter, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was just basically like, look, I'm not down with Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, and then in the same token, shitting on our Western European, our traditional global allies. He said, I'm just not down with this, and you need to find somebody. You're the president.
more
You're the
aligned with-
president. You were constitutionally elected. You need to find somebody whose values align with yours, because mine do not. And that should be very troubling. That should be very troubling.
Should that be a wake-up call to anybody who does support him, who is pro-military? I mean,
So
Listen,
the
the
first
wake-up
time
call.
I when I saw that, it was actually because a friend of mine who is very pro-Trump and also a veteran, he was the one who posted it.
Yeah.
And he was the one who was like, this is a sad day. And I don't like to get into arguments with people on Facebook, but like I wanted to be like, I mean, what does this mean to you now? Like, do you still support this guy? Like, your guy is now saying, your guy is now saying that he doesn't support Trump. And I mean, I didn't, because like I said, I don't like getting into arguments on Facebook.
And we just had this morning Stanley McChrystal, who was
that?
He was I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I believe he was the CENTCOM commander under Obama, or he might have been the Joint Chiefs Secretary, and so, but he was very
High up there.
high ranking general, I believe, in the Army, and he basically said, somebody asked him today, hey, look, if you were asked to join the Trump administration, would you? And he said, no, I think he's a liar and he's immoral. Like, I feel like Mattis's resignation
Kind of signified.
Thank you, Ms. Putin.
Signified a lot of those things. So, I mean, here's the thing: if Trump asks you to join, if anybody asks you to join a cabinet, if you're someone who already has a resume built, are you actually joining this cabinet?
This cabinet? No. Who has left Trump's orbit better off than when he or she entered?
Nobody.
No.
Jared Kushner.
And in
Once-
fact, a lot of them are facing
What'd you say?
criminal legal jeopardy.
Yeah.
One thing I got to say, though, and it's kind of frustrating, is that, and maybe it has something to do with, like, when you're in the military, you know, the president is the commander-in-chief, and it's, you know.
There's a hierarchical
It
structure.
is not protocol to speak ill of superiors or what have you.
No doubt.
But now that Mattis isn't there anymore, you know, there's all of this, you know, he's basically free now to talk about, you know, how bad shit was, you know, or how bad shit is, you know. And
I'll be curious if Jim Mattis goes out and does interviews or does like Jim Comey and writes a book. I'll be very curious to hear his his unguarded views.
Old men like that, old world types like that, they document. They write books. They keep receipts.
They keep receipts. That's exactly
You know
right.
what I mean?
Like Comey did, yeah.
They literally are keeping track of every interaction. Like we are of a generation and of a disposition where, like, we have a production meeting or we have, you know, something like that. We don't go home and sit down and
Take notes of what we just
minute
talked
by
about.
minute go over like what happened.
It's on my Google Drive. Fuck that shit.
But that's what these cats do, you know? Like, okay, so I just had this meeting, and while it's still fresh in my mind, I'm going to sit down and every single fucking thing I can remember.
I mean,
I'm
that's
gonna
also their
document.
job as well. I mean, when you're in that position, you kind of
Decades of being, you know,
And
trained
trained
that
to do
way,
that
you
way,
know? So
Yeah, I mean,
he's
the
definitely gonna
military
write a
has a chain of command. Everybody respects the chain of command within the military.
book. Even if the top of the chain is
yeah.
crust.
Insane.
Well, you're not supposed to follow an order that's contrary to the law, basically.
Right.
But outside of that, you do what your superiors say. Your superior says jump, you say how high.
Well, let's
I mean, that's the military code.
I like to watch those military views on Fox News. How they change every once in a while.
they change with
You
the
know what I
fucking
mean?
wind.
It's just like, well, Trump wants you to go in there and kill these Mexicans.
They change a lot.
And then you'll get
They
like a
change a lot.
random private who'll be like, I don't feel like killing Mexicans.
Yeah,
just
that's not
to
my.
kill
That's not what I
Mexicans,"
signed up for.
So, yeah.
Or whatever.
Definitely
You
not what I
mean?
signed up for. I mean, all right. So looking at this list, I mean, immigration children. Like, what did those kids die of? I'm just curious.
So basically,
Why
they were
not the flu?
Dehydration.
So just giving them an IV or some water, fucking would have given
just
them a blanket.
caring. Just
Caring.
caring. The problem
It's
is
like
the
dehydration
problem
and
is
exposure or something like that.
the problem is it's obvious that the people in charge of our government do not care about these
These
people.
kids are hungry and thirsty, dehydrated. Some of them are probably, you know, fighting illness and what have you. They get here, and then they're taken from their parents, which exacerbates the
bullshit.
situation. You know what I mean? So
These
now
kids, I don't think were actually separate. I mean, they did end the policy of child separation because there was actual.
I mean, and still
there was
just the
actual
stress. Well, just the
outrage.
stress of being
but-
forced to sit in a fucking
it's-
concentration
it's
camp.
more
more or
the,
less,
it's
you
more
know?
the stress of basically walking from Honduras to Texas. I mean,
Yeah, that
you
yeah.
know,
That's kinda
There's
fucking
also
annoying.
the they took our jobs argument too. Those people who support Trump are like, oh, like you got all these murderers
When I
and
see-
these killers coming this way, but also they're taking our jobs. What the fuck do you do?
When I
These
see
murderers and
them
killers are
scrubbing
taking your
toilets,
jobs.
Yeah.
when I see them
Number
scrubbing
one.
toilets in
they're not
hotels,
murderers and killers, and they're not taking anybody's
They're
jobs.
not taking
And
those
I don't
fucking
want to scrub
jobs.
fucking
But at
toilets
the
or
same-
picking strawberries.
when I see them
But at
picking
the same
strawberries,
time-
then they can talk shit.
Right. At
But
the same
otherwise-
time, they did this a year ago. They got a bunch of prisoners in Alabama to go pick strawberries at 5:00 in the morning, and they all fucking quit like within 2 hours.
No shit. Have
Like,
you,
yo, bro,
has
I'm
anybody
done.
here picked
I'm good.
strawberries?
Bro, come
yeah.
on now.
If you've ever,
I don't
if you-
pick cotton out of aspirin
let me tell you
bottles.
something. Picking anything, harvesting anything,
Bending over,
By
picking
hand.
shit
harvesting
over.
anything by hand is fucking work.
Yeah.
Apples, strawberries, it don't fucking matter. The lower to the ground it is, the harder.
My cousin's a
I heard
farmer.
about
My
that.
uncle and cousin
That
are
shit
farmers.
fucking sucks.
And when I would stay at their house when I was a kid, they wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bitch, please, no,
You
fuck
know-
off. Like, this is stupid. I'm gonna
Trying
come
to jerk
out.
off.
What's that guy?
Not with my cousin.
Dirty Jobs, the guy that used to host that show, Dirty Jobs.
Something
Yeah.
row,
Mike
something
Rowe,
row,
Mike
Mike
Rowe.
Rowe. Yeah.
He did a thing where he was in an orange grove, and it was him and a migrant worker, and they raced. And this dude filled up his basket of oranges like in a fraction of time. Homeboy, the host of the show,
Just walked the fuck off?
he had like 10% of what this dude had after one fucking bag. You know, and like he was like, "Whoa, I'm fucking tired." And homeboy, like that crushed him, was just like, yeah, he was just on to the next one, dude. Like,
So, like, getting back to these immigrant children, to me, what this boils down to is, in order to treat people like this, you have to have some kind of a level of dehumanization. And we've seen the dehumanization come right out of Trump's mouth in his tweets. And look, I'm an immigration lawyer. I talk to undocumented people every day, every single day. Some of them here legally, some of them here not, some of them awaiting final resolution of their asylum cases. But I talk to these people. I've met their children. Sometimes I've been in their homes. Like, they're very human to me, and so when people talk about immigrants and migrants in this sort of like subhuman way, it just burns me.
It's the lack of
burns
empathy.
my ass.
It's a lack of empathy, but
empathy.
it's like when you see it and you can put a name and a face on it. Like, I mean, I work in the restaurant industry, and I know people who got picked up by ICE, and they're like,
Yeah.
here's a family person, a family man who has kids, has wife, has
Often
been here,
U.S. citizen children.
exactly, and
Often
has been
U.S.
here for
citizen
10,
children.
15 years and being trying to be deported. It's just like, this is fucking sad. Like, here's somebody actually doing good, but yet here's my fucking friend who's a fucking piece of shit. Because he's white, he ain't going to go anywhere. I mean, let's deport his ass because he ain't doing anything good for society. But here's fucking a friend of mine actually doing good and like paying his taxes, doing the shit, taking care of his kids, and that's the person we get rid of because he's got brown skin.
One of the girls I work with, sorry, not one of the girls, one of the ladies I work with literally told me that she is saving money so that when ICE comes to get her, she can pay someone to watch her child.
I have friends scared to death, and that's what pisses me off. I have friends who are scared to death, who have been here, who are citizens, and it's kind of fucked up.
I tell my clients who are in danger of arrest. I say, first of all, you need to understand you are at risk of arrest at any time, in any place. There is no place where you are safe. Not in your home, not in your church.
And that's fucked up.
Not anywhere. And what I tell them is that they need to have a plan. You need to have a phone number memorized. And I always tell them, not mine. Don't call the attorney. Have a phone number memorized, because they're going to take your cell. And if you're like me, like every number I have, I think I've memorized my wife's phone number and mine. And if I need to call my kids, if I need to call my parents, if I need to call my brother, like I look them up. I don't know.
Bailout numbers. Those are the ones I've memorized.
Yeah. So I always tell them, you've got to have one number memorized and have that person know that if he gets a call from prison, he's got to answer, and then he's got a list. This is the plan. So I've got to call the attorney. I've got to call the kid's school. I've got to call, Rosa's work. I've got to call, this, and this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to get all this stuff together. Get this money out of those bank account. Do everything. Have that. And I always tell them, you've got to have this plan because you're going to get arrested and then you're going to be panicked. You're going to be freaked out. You're not going to remember a number. You're going to be like, I've got my sister's number in the phone. And they're going to be like, yeah, your phone's locked up in the box with everything else. You get your one free phone call, but if you don't remember a phone number,
so
that phone call is not going to do anything.
Can they freeze your bank accounts? So no, they can't.
I mean, look, it's the government.
I mean,
I'm
just thinking maybe that's not the same. I mean, you should have it saved up underneath the bed or something.
honestly, most of these folks don't have a bank. They don't have bank accounts.
They're cash. Yeah, they're cash and carry.
They don't have bank accounts for the most part.
A lot of money in that Nike box.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I would think that they could do that and just go down for that. I want to talk about the Obama regulations.
Yeah, so I think you've just seen a sort of unraveling of a lot of the regulatory structure. I mean, think back to when Obama was president and he had a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and they were basically like, listen here, black dude, you're not getting anything you want done out of this house. And okay, so Obama said, all right, well, look, I run the federal government. My people can write regulations, and so that's what they're going to do. They did regulations on education, which deals with student loans, deals with how campus sexual assault is dealt with. There were regulations primarily on the environment, on regulating carbon emissions out of coal plants, out of other power plants, basically trying to get our economy to move away from dirty sources of energy into clean sources of energy, which is something that the market is already doing. But then when you unravel these regulations, what you do is you basically are saying to companies, look, it's cheaper now for you to dump your shit in the river. It's cheaper for you to just, blow as much carbon into the air as you want and not have to spend money on carbon capture technology and things like that.
How many outbreaks have we had? How many little scares have we had the last couple of weeks?
I never even thought about that. You're
Like
right
the E. coli thing or whatever. Like somebody said something about bacon the other day, and I was like, Lord, it's over for me.
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower
Was one.
romaine
ground
lettuce.
beef was one.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's
sure that.
actually a good point, but that's
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, that gets it. Our food chain and food supply is fucked up beyond belief.
The
And that's-
romaine
and
thing
that's-
came down to like
that's
water irrigation.
that's
like,
independent. To me, that's mostly independent of.
Yeah, but
of
there has to be an
regulation.
FDA
That's just the
people
way. No, we do need to have the FDA, and look, there's no doubt FDA regulations are being cut as well.
especially with the is the shutdown affecting that as well? I mean, it has to. As a
it's
federal
affecting everything.
Yeah, it's affecting everything. For the
Like
most
the tree.
Use your
Like the
goddamn
tree.
tree. Shut up about your goddamn tree. up
And
there
the
in corner.
zoo.
First
And
thing
the zoo.
first, what you are not going to do is talk to me like that, whore.
My name is. All right, so getting back to that. So let's finish up with this list and let's get moving on.
nominating Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, what I
That
mean,
motherfucker.
can we undo that at all?
No.
No.
That's
I
for
mean-
life, man.
No.
I mean, there's nothing that the House can do.
As
the
far as
Senate
I
can do.
know,
Look,
Supreme
he
Court
can be
justices.
impeached. He
Can they be impeached?
He can be impeached by
It's
the
a
same
long
process.
though. It's a long. There's a lot of red tape. It's the U.S. government. It's a lot of.
mean,
but that
fucking
is
red
actually-
tape.
You would need a majority vote out of the House of Representatives on articles of impeachment for Brett Kavanaugh, which then go to the Senate. The Senate holds a trial, which is presided over by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and you have to have 2/3. You have to have 2/3 of the senators, so basically 67 senators, vote to convict, and then that removes him from office.
So the likelihood that is not going to happen.
Zero.
Awesome.
Zero.
Very much so.
All right,
Even
any-
if Democrats take back the Senate,
It's
which
just
they
not
very
gonna
well might in 2020. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
get low, get low.
I just have a problem with this amoral stance that a lot of people have. Like, again, what's the guy from Alabama?
Roy Moore.
Roy Moore. Okay. Like, this guy comes in and he's like super pissed off, gets his ID taken, runs to the bathroom crying like a little girl or whatever. Oh, I apologize. Like a little bitch, not a little girl. And I'm not saying girls are bitches. I'm just saying he's a little bitch.
I like the hole you're digging.
Go fuck yourself. Anyways, that's 2 times tonight you got 2 fuck yourselves. But like his girlfriend comes in after him or whatever.
Really still.
And I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up with your boy? And he was like, oh, he's a Republican. And I was like, okay. It's like Roy Moore didn't win. And I was like, the molester dude? Like the pedophile guy? And she was like, oh, to him it's about the votes. And I was like,
The molester
no.
dude came within a whisker
No.
of winning.
No
by
shit.
the
That's what
way.
I'm saying.
Which was, I
But-
mean,
He came within a
insane.
kid's
guys, like
Yeah.
people keep telling me I can't watch the Cosby Show anymore.
Because I want to correct you a little bit when you said people having this amoral shit. It's Republicans. Republicans.
Only when they get their way.
They're the ones who supported the child molester.
The Nazis.
They're the ones who supported the pussy grabber. They're the ones who
Wasn't there a Nazi
support-
that won like during the
Oh,
primaries?
yeah, there was.
He won a primary
Yeah.
in
Right.
Illinois.
Oh, it was Illinois?
They support voter suppression of minorities.
Quick pause. During this entire campaign series, did you see the whole Nazi shit going on in Illinois?
Yeah.
Like found out real recently, like at like 33 years old, like a year ago. Like,
Oh,
like
Illinois is
seriously,
mad
the
racist
amount
outside of
of
Chicago,
racism going on in Illinois.
There's mad racism in Chicago.
Outside of Chicago, in Chicago, the north side, that's where the shit get racist. But in Illinois, north side Chicago, all that stuff or whatever, I'm talking like
And
a
I grew up.
level
I grew
of
up
racism.
outside Chicago. Like I'm a Chicago stan. I'm a Chicago guy. Like I was born in D.C. in the district, but grew up outside Chicago. So
When I
like,
see people
love
with Cub hats
Chicago.
on, I'm like, you probably hate. You say nigga a lot. That's
Well,
how I feel about it.
I'm a Cubs fan, so
I'm sorry.
See, look at you. Look at you. You fucking Redskins fan and a Cubs fan.
Redskins and Cubs.
Racist
Your life
bastard.
sucks. At least you're a Yankees fan. That kind of makes up for the rest of it. Because don't you?
And Michigan, we got our ass kicked yesterday.
You did get the shit. Okay. All right, we're gonna do a quick little talk about our little sponsors coming up here in a few seconds. Boo, you want to talk about our sponsors real fast?
I thought Jamie was doing
No,
the
give us the
sponsor.
list of the sponsors again.
Oh, once again, shout out to our sponsors, Chuck Levins, Heartcast Media, DC as Fuck Brand, and the St. Arnold's Restaurant Group, featuring
St. Arnold's in the Abbey in Cleveland Park. One of the greatest muscle bars you're ever going to run across. Also, Jefferson in DuPont. Another great, really good muscle bar. Guys, quick question. We're going to do this again. Favorite muscles. Let's go.
I still like the one that the St.
And also
Arnold's.
St. Arnold's, I think, are my favorite.
Classic white
as
wine.
no, it's not
Classic.
white wine.
No, I'm saying my.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I thought you were done.
But the St. Arnold's, the mussel St. Arnold's are my favorite overall.
What's in them?
What's in them?
But it's very creamy. They use duck fat. And
Yeah, it's just dope.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the duck fat is a game
caramelized,
changer.
That is a
Shallot
game changer.
and cream. Of the non-creamy ones, the Thai curry
I
mussels
do
are my
like the Thai
favorite.
curry ones.
You know, the Thai curry was on the list. Wait, what was the one? I can't remember what I had. You got me to try something outside of my safe zone last time I was there. Because I usually go for
You have
the.
a safe zone?
I'm a traditionalist when it comes to mussels. I like
don't
the bacon and
remember.
blue.
So
The bacon blue cheese is also good.
the bacon blue cheese is always going to be a hit. The Mexican mussels are pretty good because it comes with a white wine sauce, and I love jalapenos and cilantro.
When I make them at home, I make them with white wine and garlic.
Simple.
Well, the
Real-
classic
real
ones are
straightforward, yeah.
a fan favorite, I would say.
All about the jalapeno,
But-
guys.
yeah, the jalapeno and the Mexican
all
one's
about
really
the
good.
Whatever this
jalapeno.
duck fat, is that the mussels?
St. Arnold's.
St. Arnold?
It's
Yeah.
actually
All right, I'm gonna have
fantastic.
to-
It's
It's
really
so
it's
Yeah,
good.
you add duck
Super
fat or
rich.
bacon fat to anything.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sold.
Or
fried,
pork
the
belly.
frites are actually fried in duck fat.
So the last time we ate this, I actually took the fries and was like dumping them into the mussels.
Blue Duck Tavern, they fry their fries in duck fat.
Well, that's what I just said.
That's what she
we
just
do
said,
that
yeah.
too.
So shout out to St. Arnold's Restaurant Group.
Also,
Probably
Let's
cheap-
not forget-
probably
let's
cheaper
not
than
forget-
Blue Duck
let's
Tavern.
not
a
forget.
non.
Can't forget about Tiber.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Can't forget about Tiber Beer House, guys.
Tell us about that.
You go and get that good old quality German beer house style of alcohol
Get
in your
your
system,
brat
or whatever
on.
those higher ABVs. You know what I mean? Like that good stuff. You know, the food's good, beer's good. Time for a good time. Let's go, guys. Let's make something happen. Also in
is it
Bethesda,
good German good German food?
good German food. You know, my
German
only
beer.
issue with German food is though lack of garlic.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Like as a black person, salt, pepper, garlic, boom. That's what you get all the time.
I cook. I'm Hispanic, and I'm the same way with garlic. And it's like any recipe that I see that where they're like, 2 cloves of garlic. I'm like, no, the whole motherfucker, the whole
Like
thing.
2 cloves.
Every dish, the whole bulb of garlic. I chop it up and put it in.
I will say when I came back from Germany, the one thing I love spending time in Germany. One thing I hated about being over there is there's no fucking vegetables over there.
That's because you're 5'2".
You get cabbage.
That's why you're 5'2".
No, that was the thing.
You
I would
get some cabbage,
order a
bro.
side
Yeah,
of
but
vegetables.
once you boil it,
No, I would order a side of vegetables or a salad at every place, and they gave me pickled carrots and pickled cabbage.
Oh yeah, they'll pickle the shit out of some stuff over there.
Yeah, I couldn't unpickle this shit. All right.
I love brats, love schnitzel.
And I'm gonna excuse myself.
have-
I meant to say more of a Bavarian than saying German. I apologize.
Fair.
You know what I
We
mean?
understand you're from Philadelphia.
Oh, wait, pause. You want to hate? What's one of the best things that we have in our section where we're from?
Scrap.
Them goddamn soft pretzels, baby.
Yeah, I will give you Philadelphia soft pretzels.
I'll give
are-
Philly food.
You
I'll give
bloody
Philly food.
savages
Philly's a
got
good-
that.
Philly's
thing
a good
there.
food.
Oh,
town.
dude, in
I'll
a
say
grinder.
nice-
But
I'll say nice-
if you're gonna go
a good-
Bavarian, you want to talk Oktoberfest, that pretzel, that soft pretzel.
I will
I
give
like
you
a
that.
good Philly grinder. A grinder.
What do you mean grinder?
Hoagie.
What do you, like, I don't even want to
Don't make me
about
come
that.
back there, son.
Dog, come back here. We
There's
can't
no
fit
room.
anyway.
You big fat motherfuckers can't fit back there.
You short,
I'll make it
non-vegetable
fit.
eating fuck.
I'm sure you will make
I'll
it fit.
make it fit.
And him or me?
Him.
right.
Shit, you can have some too. Spit right on that.
I'm scared.
No lube, no tears.
What the fuck? I just got blood, sweat, and tears in my face.
I'm sure you did.
Weren't we supposed to do
sweetheart.
safe words?
No, we were
No,
abandoning
no.
safe words.
Abandoning
So
safe words.
maybe we shouldn't.
Had I known that, I would not have agreed to show up today.
So we are rebranding ourselves, and we'll talk about that. Shut the fuck up, all of you. We're going to be rebranding ourselves, and part of the thing is we're losing the safe word.
Oh my god,
You're the
dude! You
worst.
just follow the fucking script. You spent all this time working on it. Just follow
Why
the
couldn't you
fucking
just
script,
I don't
You're
feel like
gonna
it.
wait.
dude. Seriously,
So we're going to move on.
stop.
We're going to move on. I'm
What
getting
you're
yelled
hearing right now is concussion, concussion.
Damn.
I'm getting yelled at here, so I'm going
What's
to
the
move on.
fucking point now?
I'm going to move on.
He's the worst.
Yes, I am safe.
This is a drinking show with a podcast problem,
well,
or so I'm told.
I actually can't drink that much anymore, so I got a
Concussion, concussion.
concussion.
I thought the show was moving a lot smoother.
It was. It is. It is still.
It was fine until
Until-
like fucking
until
10 fucking seconds ago when
Marcus
someone
ruined-
willfully was like,
Boo is mad at you.
I don't
Boo
care.
is not fucking with you right now. Like,
Technically, we said it on the last show.
God,
We did not.
we didn't.
Did.
no, we
Both
didn't.
of your
not.
viewers didn't pick up on it.
How about
Let's,
this?
you
Will the
know.
dude with the memory issues stop trying to tell us what the fuck happened?
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is very fair.
Okay.
I will accept. I will
Okay.
accept that.
How many fingers do I have up?
I can't see.
Of course. Jesus Christ. I didn't have
Did the
any
lights
up
just
yet.
come on?
No.
No.
Why don't you go
They
die
said-
real
So how
fast?
about
No,
you
bro, they've been
shush
on.
first?
How about we move on to everybody's best and worst?
Let's not start with mine.
All right,
No,
my
what do
worst
you-
right
yeah,
now
you're the
is
last person I wanna hear from right
we don't
now.
talk about Chuck Levins.
God damn.
what happened.
What happened was.
I'm a Chuck
What
Levins.
happened was
I lost
So
the
Valerie,
yes, sir.
since you're first on the list.
Give us your
Technically,
best
I'm
and
not
worst.
first on the list.
Technically, I just put myself up there. What was your
Valerie
best of the
Putin?
year?
All right, let me look because I've now forgotten. Hold, please.
What was your name on Facebook again?
Valerie Torres.
There we go. Also, since we're
not
sitting
Putin.
here waiting for Valerie Torres, can we
Here,
talk a little bit
I'm-
more about the Abbey, though?
Go ahead.
And where you going to see us tonight? Where you going to see us tonight,
We're
Marcus?
going to be at the Abbey at the St. Arnold's, Cleveland Park, downstairs.
Cleveland Park. We'll
For
be
the
behind
after
the
show,
bar.
And what are we?
After
What are we
party.
doing? What are we doing? Valerie, stop talking and find your shit. What are we doing?
I found it.
We are all going to be
Found it
bartending.
already.
We're all going to be bartending downstairs, so come join us. Boo, me, Jamie, and
Is the kitchen going to be open?
It's
Can
going
we
to
get
be
some
like a
of those mussels?
fucking demolition derby.
It is.
Kitchen
It-
closes at 10.
Jamie's going to be bartending, or not bartending, he's going to be DJing as well.
Cool. Sign me up, baby. I got my chords.
Do you got your chords?
It's gonna be so much. Ooh, I can't wait. Carly Rae Jepsen. Call Me Maybe. It might be one of my favorite songs of all
What?
time.
I've
Call
ta- I-
you
Yo.
never.
I take
I-
it back.
Yo.
I take
Jamie
it
is
back.
not. Jamie's not.
Y'all can
DJing.
hate all y'all want to, but when these white girls is butt naked putting their heads through walls, y'all gonna be like, damn, we made some bread. I'm trying to pay Molly, is what I'm saying right now.
Shout out to
I'm
Jamie.
looking out
for
for
painting a
our
portrait.
checking accounts. Cause when I start playing Mariah Carey Christmas,
Oh God! If you play Mariah Carey
you
Christmas,
can hate if you want to,
can't
but you
play
know what?
Mariah
You
Carey
gotta,
Christmas.
you gotta get the girls in the room to get the guys in the room. There's a reason
I'm sorry,
why
that's a
girls
great
get in
song.
free before 11.
That's a great song.
Christmas song.
Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You.
You know what's
I'm
you know
not
what's
gonna
amazing
say
about
it's a
that
great
song?
song.
Brilliant,
Is if
brilliant
you-
It's a
songwriting.
new-
If you
Brilliant
substitute
songwriting.
you
A
with
new-
Boo, it's even better.
A new classic. Yeah.
Right, with them big ass fake titties. But what I'm saying is
They're
that
nice,
look,
though.
I will play
can touch
and
them, they're
act
not
up
fake.
to get all the stuff going because I don't mind selling out. How about this? If I gotta ever eat another pack of ramen fucking oodles and noodles, cuz I will play Carly Rae Jepsen, Miley Cyrus, and everyone else we hate to get these dumbass
I like Miley Cyrus.
22-year-olds. You are a
First of all,
liar.
you don't give away the magic behind the curtain.
Exactly.
The
This is-
the
this-
lady
it's a
doth
small-
protest too
it's
much.
a small amount of magic though, because I got more magic, baby.
Are you Magic Mike?
I got more magic.
We just make sure
I
we
put
need
that
to make
magic
sure
in
that
your
people
mic.
show. We need
That
some
don't even
people to
mean
come.
nothing.
So Valerie.
So Val, did you find your
So
shit yet?
I did. I said, oh no. Here it is. I found it again.
Jimmy Christmas. Good Lord.
Okay, so my list of best of 2018,
In no particular order.
no particular order, but this is definitely the most best of the best, is the Capitals winning.
The Stanley Cup.
Amazing.
Ah.
That was good.
I actually got to. I touched the cup. Did I tell y'all this?
Where'd you touch it at?
It was when the
She touched the trophy.
Show me
too.
on
Actually
show
just
me
met
on the
her.
cup where
She
he
touched
touched
the
you.
trophy.
But hold
too.
on. Here's the thing: is when
Was it awake?
when the Capitals were down at the waterfront,
Oh shit!
I went.
You
So
went swimming?
I did not. But Ovechkin had. But listen, Jamie, you'll like this even more.
Just talk over.
So
them.
Ovechkin was sitting up on the railing, and he had the cup between his legs, right? And I was, but wait,
Keep
so
talking.
Did you
Just
molest
keep
the
going.
Russian?
I could have, but I chose to actually touch the actual cup. Like I could have cupped and then touched the cup.
Cupped and then cupped.
I could have cupped.
You cupped
Did you cup
Ovi's
the cup?
cup,
Did you
No,
cup
and
I
then
didn't
she
because,
touched Stanley's cup.
because I didn't want to get thrown out.
Did you stand-
But like I
Built
could
for
have.
harsh
Dude,
Russian
Ovi was
winters.
doing the breaststroke.
Show
in
me on the
fucking
cup where she
fountain. He would
touched
have
you.
probably been okay. Like,
But I was.
So
I
you touched it while
I
it was
reached-
in between his legs.
I reached through his legs and I was like, I'm gonna touch the cup. I was like looking at everyone. I was like, I'm gonna touch the cup, and like, and they were all like cheering me on. And I was like, touch it, and I was
Touch
like,
his dick.
I
Touch
couldn't.
his dick.
But then I didn't. I controlled myself.
thank you.
And the one time you shouldn't have controlled yourself.
I know.
I
But
lived
You
then
in-
could have probably totally gotten away
You
with
would've-
he
stroked
would have
his
kicked
ego.
me. He
grabbing
would've kicked
Ovi's
me out.
stick.
I could have though.
Oh,
I really
you
could have.
could have.
I could have
cupped-
gone
lived-
like this
I-
and then like this.
I
Was
lived
this
in I lived in
before or after
Detroit
the
for
breaststroke in the
This
fountain?
was after they'd already gone.
So he
through
was
it.
already half naked.
I lived in Detroit for many years, so like I've seen the cup many times at various bars.
You stroked the
and
cup too?
I've actually held the cup over my head, and there's a picture somewhere that I do not have. If anyone has this picture, I would love to get it back. But there's actually a picture of me holding the cup. Also, I saw it. Also, I saw it at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto and touched it.
Nice.
But did you touch it through Ovechkin's legs?
I did not touch it through Ovechkin's legs, and honestly, I'm super jealous.
All right, what else on your list, Val?
Okay. My second thing on the list was, or my next thing on the list, is the slow roll of the blue wave of the Democrats winning in
It's very slow.
It was very slow, but it
It's
happened.
not fast enough.
But it happened, and I was pleasantly surprised because election night I was very
Nervous.
no, I was very disgusted by our country because there were a lot of things that did happen that I was not happy about. But then come 5-6 days later, then we found that, actually a lot of these
Democrats
people
had a good night, yeah.
And Florida fucked up again.
Yeah,
fucked
but not
up.
as badly as I thought. And same with Texas. Like they ultimately
Is Texas
Georgia
corrected
al-
the
Georgia
wrong
We
way?
almost
just talked
didn't fuck
about
up.
two of the worst places on earth. How the fuck did y'all not think Florida and Texas were not going to fuck this up?
You mean
Exactly.
You mean the penis and the asshole
So,
of
yes.
America?
Exactly. Does that make like New Orleans the taint?
yes.
Yes.
I thought that was Jersey.
Let me check with the judge. No, Jersey's
Jersey's
the
the
pit.
armpit.
Jersey's the
Jersey's
pit.
the armpit.
Ohio was the belly button.
Fair enough. All right. What's next?
The next was here. I'm just, see,
She's got pictures
touched
of the cup through Ovi's fucking legs.
and then there's his ass. I could have.
His ass, dude. She could have like straight. She could have straight mauled this dude if she wanted to. I didn't realize this was from the back. She hit it from the back.
You tucked under,
I could have, but I didn't.
She hit Ovi's cup from the backside, y'all. That
He's
is.
got a nice ass.
He does have a nice.
I mean, he doesn't.
skates.
I mean, he skates for a
He,
living.
appreci-
You
he
really
respects leg day.
I can't even see that shit. I don't know why you pointing it this way.
Bro.
Hand me the fucking phone.
I mean,
As you molest this toothless
I
bastard.
almost did. I didn't.
All right, what else? What else? We got to.
Okay, my next one was when the couple of times that I was actually able to go tubing on the Team Faded tubing trips over the summer, they were a nice reprieve from
the 77.
the 77 stuff. So I have to say that one of my best things is also getting involved in the 77 because I think that it was amazing what we were able to accomplish. I mean, like we basically, we
took down
took down Goliath.
we took down a lobbyist.
We were a small group of
Can't word it like
idiot
that.
bartenders and servers and restaurant people who didn't know what we were doing,
I've seen
and
the
we
pictures.
somehow won.
I've seen the pictures. I don't think it was a very small group. It was.
But I mean, but we really
you guys,
didn't
yeah.
know what we were doing. I mean, when
mean,
all is
going-
said and done,
You
we
guys
knew
did great.
nothing.
Great work.
You took
and
an unorganized group that came together and organized against a organized machine.
No
yes,
doubt. No
who
doubt.
had unlimited amounts of money that we had none. Now I have to also say, as far as the things on my worst list, getting involved with that was one of the worst things of my life. It took up. I mean, Jamie, I mean.
It was a really
It-
divisive issue. Too.
It was
like,
horribly divisive. I mean, people who I was friends with, I lost my friendships over.
Yeah, their relationships were ruined over
and
this.
and it was just, I mean, it
was stressful.
for months on end. I was not
And it's
sleeping.
still
I
not
was
over.
not, I didn't see anybody else. All I did was 77 stuff. I mean, I also I lost money. Like I gave up my shifts so I could go do stuff, and like,
That's why you have champagne.
That's why I got champagne. But like it was one of the biggest things I would say that I've been involved in my adult life.
I got into a big argument with somebody, and I will say that it's an issue that I haven't studied closely enough. But he was talking about what the hell, these people are trying to like undo the will of the voters, and I was like, well, listen, all I know is every single person that I know who works in a restaurant was opposed to 77. Like he's like, so what? You think that's I'm like, listen, I'm not representing anything. I'm not even saying that I've studied the issue. All I know is this: the people that I know who work in restaurants, whose paychecks are dependent upon this, are against it. And like, if they're against it,
Why should we?
Yeah.
why shouldn't we believe them?
I like to bring up democratic republic. Is the thing that
Yeah.
people always talk about. Oh, it's a democracy. It's a democracy.
Yeah.
No, you leave out the fact it's a democratic republic. we make the vote, but we put people in place that just in case we make a stupid decision to be like, okay, cool, the public made a stupid decision.
They have
We're
a
gonna vote this out.
responsibility.
You have a responsibility. We voted these people in to make that decision.
Yep.
The good Reverend Dr. Dickhead, whatever the hell his name is.
Reverend
or whatever.
Hagler. Crack of politics.
What's his name? Like Reverend
Graylin Hagler.
Oh, yeah. Go fuck himself. That guy. That is one person who sat up there and said, this is cracker politics, is you're not doing what I want you to do.
He was
No, bruh. You got mad and you found an issue that you thought was going to go the way that you wanted it to go. Yeah. But here's the thing. You were weighed, measured, and proven wrong.
Hallelujah.
And the only thing that you can do about it is sit there and scream that, I'm just going to keep my side, because if the more I scream, people are going to get tired of me.
You're the
and then
loudest in the
you forgot that everybody in this business that we are in have gone to the circus and won the game and took home a teddy bear.
And we deal with that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I will stay up all night long, bro.
And
you can't
did.
Stop me.
I'll last you.
I mean, we were there for 16 and a half hours.
It's ridiculous.
We made history
You guys did great.
numbers of times. That was historical. The fact that we had upwards of 250 people signed up to testify for this hearing.
Yeah.
And then we also just made history with Valerie Graham and Andrew Shapiro filing suit against the Board of Elections and winning. I mean, it's unprecedented.
It's awesome.
And I think that, like, we all need, I mean, you guys were part of it too. I mean, you brought us on here to give us a platform to talk about it. And, I think all of us are forever grateful for that. And I would never be part of this podcast if it hadn't been for 77.
Amen. So let's finish up your worst.
Oh, Kavanaugh was one of my worst.
Bag of dicks.
I mean,
Enough said.
Um,
And your... Let's do this one.
all of the
Washington.
all of the other DC teams suck my ass, and they were terrible.
Does your ass taste like blue cheese?
It does not. I don't believe.
But you
I don't
can
know.
always apply.
I'm not sure.
Blue trees.
I'm gonna say no.
You never.
And then just like the people dying unexpectedly this year, it was just a little bit more.
I will say it would never be
Difficult.
like 2016. The deaths.
Oh no, cuz like,
Because that was the year of
two
Prince
names,
and
two
Bowie
names.
and
I'm talking
Oh,
like
yeah,
in my
Prince, Bowie,
2016.
Lemmy.
Bowie.
yes.
It was
I
like-
mean, I think I'm talking more like on in my
She's
personal
talking
life.
about her personal
shit.
sphere, though.
Well, yeah, I
Like,
can't compete with that.
I mean,
oh yeah.
And like she did
Even
have
just
someone.
at the very beginning of this past year, like my very healthy, very fit friend at 44 dropped dead
so
3 days after the new year.
word of the wise: keep drinking whiskey.
47-year-old.
Keep
That
drinking
scares
whiskey.
me.
Yeah, I mean, so yes, those were my worst.
Well, that sucks. Boo, let's move on to you.
So, for the sake of brevity, or I'm going to try and keep it short, let's see. For me, the best, I became a card-carrying member of IATSE Local 22. Shout out to Local 22 stagehands. Rep unions, support unions.
Support unions.
Support workers' rights.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yeah, well, Not all, not
Support
all
collective
unions,
bargaining.
Support collective bargaining.
Support collective
Not all
bargaining.
unions are created equal.
Correct. That is true.
Let's see. Black Panther and Spider-Man, a.k.a. Miles Morales. Really excited to be able to take my kids to go see, superheroes that look like them and,
Yes.
awesome.
give them something to aspire to. Shout out to my son who wanted to be Black Panther back when it was just Civil War. He was ahead of the game before 2 years before Black Panther
Was he
came out.
He was in Civil War.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Yes,
Fuck
yes.
you
Don't look at me like.
No, it's cool. We'll crucify him later for not being a nerd.
Can we just put one in the worst, Marcus?
Yeah, worst thing. Let's
That
see.
is fair.
Also moving right along in the music
that smells good.
category of my life. Really happy to have my punk band Supreme Commander back in action. We are,
So are we.
we were out of commission for a year and some change due to some health issues with my guitar player. He had some nerve atrophy issues in his hand, had to do some rehab and whatnot. And so we will be recording our next record starting next weekend.
Nice.
So hopefully by early March 2019, we'll have some new shit out.
and who's helping you produce that?
Mike Schleibaum of Darkest Hour, who's
Shout
a
out.
friend and was a former guest on the show. So really excited about that. And also one of the things, I saw a lot of good shows this year, but I was really excited for the last minute people that came in the clutch and hooked me up with tickets and VIP access to see Wu-Tang's 25th anniversary of Return to the 36 Chambers, gang, gang. And then on the worst, when it comes to the worst, the whole Trump thing, I had to with the kids, I had to literally separate myself off of social media. I also suffer from depression and anxiety, so that was another reason why I had to get off the medias and stuff, because
it'll get you.
it was FOMA and Schadenfreude and a big nasty battle royal with what am I doing with my life type shit. And, just do yourself a favor. Don't fucking try to compare what you're doing with what you see other people doing on the internet.
I like that a lot.
Mass shootings. Seeing all these mass shootings. Yoga studios, synagogues,
Actually, honestly speaking, like now that you brought that up, I only found out today about that yoga studio.
Yeah,
like literally just found out.
We're at a point now where literally nowhere is sacred, and nowhere is safe, and people still, the people that can make the biggest difference are still unwilling to do something. I really hope that the Russian chick that got busted trying to weasel her way into the NRA fucking brings those pieces of shit down.
Yeah.
Second Amendment is not what I'm debating, but the NRA can suck the back of my balls.
Sweet.
And lastly, getting injured, which Marcus can relate to.
I understand completely.
I fell on some ice and got banged up pretty good. Again, shout out to Local 22 for taking care of your boy. But I had bruised ribs, bruised sternum, bruised knee, fucked up my hand, got a nice scar on my chin from whiplash when I hit my chin on this ramp. It was awesome. And 5 days of nothing but trying not to move or pick up anything over 5 pounds. You know how much everything...
Yes.
Everything is heavy.
A book
When you
is
can't,
heavy.
you know what I'm saying? So that sucked. But
I broke my pinky toe one time. You don't realize how much you need your pinky toe.
I broke my pinky toe too.
Until you
and
break that bitch, and you be like,
you know
oh,
what you do with a
Lord?
broken pinky toe? The same thing you do with bruised or cracked ribs.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Wait for it to heal.
So,
Jamie.
moving right along.
Fly
Seagulls.
La 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 la.
on the road to
Now let's just give 'em this
victory.
one.
All
No,
right.
they get
Fly,
it. They get it.
Eagles,
All right, that's enough.
fly.
You got
Oh, speaking of the Eagles.
Score a touchdown.
Apparently,
1, 2,
they outsold
1,
Michael
2,
Jackson.
3.
Their greatest hits.
There you go. Hit 'em high, hit 'em high.
All right.
I ran a
And
spotlight
watch
for them this
those
summer, too.
Eagles fly. I'm not even gonna finish the song, but the Eagles won the Super Bowl this year. I don't know if y'all remember,
No.
or whatever. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
I was actually doing. I did the DC as fuck show that night.
You remember.
All right. What's your number two?
Number 2, Winter Olympics and everybody's fucking obsession with curling.
There was Olympics this year?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes,
long
that's
ago.
how long
And
this
there
damn
was
year's
so
been.
much curling.
This year's been like 65 fucking years, guys.
Oh, I love
but
the
like,
curling.
yo, the obsession with curling is some of the funniest shit in the entire world. But what makes it even better is the black mom memes connected to it. It's just like, oh, so you can sweep some ice, but you can't sweep your room.
Oh, shit. I missed out on that.
like every time, every 4 years, because of course
my
when
God,
curling
that's
comes
funny.
on, I gotta watch this shit. I'm always like, yo, who the fuck was like, I'm bored as shit. I got a rock and a broom.
I got
I'm
an
gonna
idea.
throw this shit down some
Canadian.
ice.
Canadians.
I got
you
an
ever
idea.
spent time in Canada outside of
Outside of a major city?
outside of a major city?
Fuck no.
If it snows or ices, I
You know.
say we put together a makeshift curling team.
They,
Oh, speaking
What do you
of
mean a makeshift
up
curling team?
games.
speaking of Canada outside of a major metropolitan area, if you have Hulu, watch
I watched all of it.
Letterkenny. Have
I
you watched
watched
it?
all of
Are
it.
you a believer?
Watch what?
Yes.
He
Pitter patter.
literally
Pitter patter,
watched
get
all
out
Let's
of
get
that.
at her. Dude.
This
Oh
is
my
one of the
God.
funniest shows I've ever fucking watched.
What is which show?
Letterkenny. It's the name of
Fucking-
this town outside of Toronto with like
5,000 people.
5,000 people.
And this is there's the problem. This
yeah,
is their story.
it's you either like a hick or like a hockey
player
or a
or
tweaker.
Any show that somebody recommends to me, I will watch the first 5 minutes.
It's
And if
fair.
I-
That's all you-
and
that's all
if
you
I'm
need to
not
watch.
taken in the first 5 minutes,
You want to know the only reason?
make sure your attitude is properly adjusted.
This is a great show.
before you start.
The only reason
Properly
I've
adjusted,
ever wanted
properly
to start
adjusted.
any
Not this properly
war with
Although
Canada.
you can, there's nothing.
The only reason why I've ever wanted to start any war with Canada is because on their Netflix they have Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh, what is that?
I don't know what that is.
Y'all don't
Is that a
know-
horror
wait,
movie?
wait, am I that much younger than y'all? You
I
old
guess so.
motherfuckers. Snick on fucking on Nickelodeon or whatever, like Saturday night programming for children.
Who?
Are You Afraid of the Dark was the last program, and it was like
Anything
it would
on
be like
Nickelodeon
Alfred
is out of my-
Hitchcock's.
I miss
Out of
you
my
can't
orbit.
do that on
for
television.
kids or whatever. But
used to
like
watch
the
that.
stories are scary
I
as
love that
shit.
show.
Anyways, what I'm saying is, it's the only reason I've ever been like, yo, I'm ready to kill Canada because they have it and I don't.
Fair enough. So what's your number 3?
Number 3, The Avengers Infinity Wars, and watching everybody's reaction to everyone dying is probably one
Stop
of the
beating up the
best
furniture.
things in the entire world. I know how this ends. I know how this ends.
'Cause
I
you read
also
the-
knew
I didn't
how
watch
this
the
was
movie.
going to go. And then sitting in that theater and walking out and hearing the sobbing and the crying.
Oh, people like Spider-Man.
One of my favorite relationships
alert.
is Tony Stark's and Spider-Man. And
Oh, yeah,
watching,
there, yeah.
watching Spider-Man go, Mr. Starks, I don't feel so good, and then disappearing into the air. And then Black Panther disappears, and I was like, nigga, that shit's racist. But like, like watching all this go on.
Half of Wakanda gone. That shit
After
racist.
and sorry, guys, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it yet, go fuck yourself.
Hey, you-
I haven't watched
End of
it yet.
Infinity Wars. At the end of Infinity Wars, he sends out a Nextel pager message to Captain Marvel
Oh, that
or
was
whatever.
like it was a sidekick.
Bruh.
And she's gonna say
And here's my thing.
She
We're
saved
talking
it.
we're talking
It was
about
like that.
Marvel's Superman. Okay? So you had these aliens come from a different dimension and pop in, and you ain't call them Samuel L. Jackson. You had all this other stuff go on. All these new heroes show up, and people start dying, and all of a sudden this and this and this. But people start disappearing. Now you decide to call this broad. Why didn't you call her earlier?
Yeah.
'Cause she
well,
wasn't-
hold on.
If she got a
She hasn't had
Nextel
her-
pager, if she got a Nextel,
I got a caveat.
if you got a Nextel pager, you've known this broad since like '96.
True.
Why ain't you called it yet?
I got a caveat. So then killed off, like, when Black Panther, the Wakandans were all at war with each other. So a bunch of them got wiped out. Then they got to fight, all of Thanos' people in Infinity Wars, and a bunch of them got wiped out. So I feel like, at this stage of the game, man, in the Marvel Universe, the Wakandans are getting the raw deal. And then Thanos wipes out half the population
Of the universe.
of the universe. But
Not
I'm
just
thinking,
the planet.
I'm just saying, you already got all these dead Wakandans. Now you got half of them blinked out. It's sad, man. Wakanda forever.
I
Finish
got
out your
the
worst, let's
sad
go.
parts. Worst is shithole countries. The fact that at any point in time, a president of any country could call somebody and say, hey, why are we accepting people from shithole countries? Instead of being like, hey, give me your tired, huddled masses?
Shout out to any Scandinavians
hey.
that heard that shit and were like, you know what? We don't want to go to America.
Right.
I like my healthcare.
Eddie Griffin has a joke, and he's like, there's a bunch of aliens sitting out in front of, the world or whatever. And he was like, the one alien goes to the other one. He was like, oh, why don't we go land over there? And the other one goes, motherfucker, they fight over black and white. We purple. Fuck you think they going to do to us? When I hear shithole countries, that means that you're like, oh, why can't I get these places to just come in and just give me all their white people? No Browns. No Browns. And the last 2 years, he's literally explained to me, no Browns.
He doesn't understand. We have the best Browns.
Except for Kanye.
Only the top Browns. Oh, dear God.
Don't even start.
That's on my list of worst. So
Number two, DC fucking rent.
Jesus.
Too damn high.
The rent is too.
We need a hashtag on that
high,
shit. Too
cuz.
damn high.
Because, like, the amount of people I know that cannot no longer stay. Sorry, the amount of people who can no longer stay here.
It's ridiculous.
Who's
Or
moving
the
all them
fact
condos?
that-
I got gentrified out of
there's
DC.
a-
I got gentrified out of DC.
There's like a class action lawsuit by DC residents in Southeast trying to sue the city because,
Mayor
like, yo,
Bowser.
you made us leave our homes. You talking about grandma done had this house since what? She bought it in we'll say 60 for 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then her taxes have been all of like $300 for like the last 40 years. And now you got to pay $1,000 a month in your taxes. You know grandma can't afford that shit.
Yeah, no way.
This retired metro worker. You know what I mean? All that stuff or whatever. That's all I'm going to say about that right now because it's just going to piss me off.
All right, what's next?
The turning off of the national tree. Now, listen, I know that this gentleman climbed the tree and broke the tree, but the fact that this bastard shut the government down because his balls hurt because he couldn't build a wall that he said Mexico was going to take care of.
Tree climbing gentleman.
I think it was Native American, Caucasian.
Please tell me he was
say he was white?
If
He
it
was
was a
white?
black guy, I'm about to be
I'm saying because I figured if he was anything other than white, they would have just shot him.
No shit.
Yeah,
Shot him right
I
out
would
the
hope
tree.
so. But the fact that we
He
could
would've got a
turn
red
the tree
dot.
back on
Pa-pow.
because of the government shutdown, because you mad as shit that Mexico told you like 47 times, oh, bro, I ain't paying for this fucking wall.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, and Home Depot is about to make some bread if this shit does happen. But what I'm saying is,
Who's going to build the wall,
fuck
you
that.
think?
No one.
Payment pending?
They're gonna put that wall on
might be
layaway.
gone for a
Trump,
little while.
you know that's the problem. Trump's never heard of layaway before. So what he
Oh, he
should have
thinks
done
instant
was been
pay
like,
for it.
"Yo,
He don't
so
know.
let me get this wall. Just
Let me do this real fast. Let's get this wall built.
Hashtag not 1 cent.
not one fucking
Hashtag ni un centavo.
Okay, let's move on. Let's finish up. Let's give us your best and worst real fast.
All right, best and worst of 2018. Best, playing with Lucky So-and-So's, continuing to write, playing in a band with a lot of people that I love dearly, and also my son. It's very cool. I started my own immigration practice. It was kind of like late 2017, but like all this year was, trying to make it work. Blue Wave in November. I was very pleased. It was about what I hoped. The superhero movies. We talked about Infinity War, but also Black Panther was awesome. And we were talking before, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's not only my favorite superhero movie, like not even close. It's one of the best movies I've seen.
I gotta
in a
interrupt
long,
you. I'm gonna
long
fuck
time.
Marcus up because he keeps making his face every time we mention nerd stuff, and I'm gonna beat his ass when we get out of here. Yo. Like,
Oh.
You know what you
I
need
can-
to do is you need to
I
smoke
can
some
nerd-
weed and just fucking sit
Go watch
down and
movies.
watch some fucking superhero
I can nerd the fuck
movies
out on
and
Spider-Man.
Get over
I can
yourself.
tell you about.
I
can
actually,
tell you
no,
about.
here's the thing. I actually like superhero movies. Is the fact that I don't know what Superman first was, and you three old fucks fucking dug into me about it.
Oh.
I'm not mad about it. You're the ones all butthurt about it. Anyway, keep going.
the nerd community is mean.
I accept that answer.
And starting up the
Pitter-patter.
DC TBD show, which is
Shout out to
Hiatus.
DCTBD.
that's my show. We talk politics, we talk culture, we talk politics.
And
More
this is why you're here.
yeah. So
And your
worst.
Well, you gave your top 10 with Trump.
Yeah, I gave my Trump basically is like my
He's like all three.
Worst.
All three is
All
Trump.
three.
yeah. Also, it's not a best of 2018. It's more like a hopeful, soon-to-be best of 2019.
I like that.
Robert Mueller.
Yes.
Amen.
You know what?
Hallelujah.
You know what? A year ago, people were saying, this is conspiracy theory
Fuck those
thinking. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Dude, I
saying-
used to date somebody that worked at that law firm that he left to go become special counsel. She's like, that dude's no joke.
Oh, he is no joke.
He's no
Listen,
joke, and he is as respected as people fucking come.
I've worked on federal on
This
DOJ
dude put John Gotti away,
investigations.
man.
I've
Yes.
worked on
He
DOJ
put fucking
investigations.
John Gotti away.
Your run-of-the-mill federal prosecutor is no joke. This guy is the A+++ federal prosecutor, and he has put
Not that you
together.
fuck with.
He has put together the A team.
A team.
He's got a B.A. Baracus. He's got a Murdoch.
He's got a. I ain't get on no plane, Hannibal.
Who's the face? Who is the face?
He's the face.
He's the face.
He's face.
All right, so I'm going to start off with my worst. Obviously, I'm going to go with the concussion because this thing fuck sucks because I don't know what's going on half the time of the day. Coming to
Or how to
grips.
stick to a script. Nothing.
No, because I want to end on a good note.
Exactly.
Nothing.
I get it. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Keep on going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Worst,
I'll
Marcus.
tear it up.
Coming to grips with family
Concussion,
members
concussion.
going away. The Red Sox and Eagles winning. That actually kind of broke my
God,
heart. That kind
so
of broke my
terrible.
heart. Both of those broke my heart.
Everything.
You
those
made
break my
that
heart.
so bittersweet by
Everything.
mentioning the fucking Red Sox to me. Goddamn.
I hate all that. All right,
The
so my
Red
best.
Sox and the Yankees are literally the two richest kids in school arguing over who has it the worst.
Again, I root for Godzilla.
Fair enough. I like that.
I like the
Obviously,
Yankees.
I like the All Caps. The Caps winning. That's always going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
World Cup was fun to watch. That's
Oh
France.
shit! There was a World
Fucking
Cup
World
too.
Cup this year.
God,
Shit.
we had a World Cup and an Olympics
In the same goddamn
in the
year.
same goddamn year. Nobody
Why
remembers
can't I
it.
remember who won the World Cup?
France.
The
French.
French.
They beat Croatia.
That's why.
4-2.
That's not a real place.
Whoa, concussion boy! Look at you.
My short-term memory blows, but my long-term memory is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
When Spain won it and when Argentina lost it, those I remember. This one I don't.
Bless your heart, son.
I was about to be racist.
So racist.
Getting out of the kitchen as a chef and actually having a life again and having freedom. This show being a year older, we actually made it to a whole year, moving to a year and a half now. And for my 40th birthday party, seeing Supreme Commander play.
Oh.
It's probably my best part of the year.
Every time you say,
Nice.
every time you act like a dick, you turn around and say something really sweet. And fall in love with you all over again.
Over there just
He's
to
not the
God.
worst anymore for you.
juggling them balls.
Give him 5 minutes. Show's not over yet.
Put that Stanley Cup between his legs.
Ew.
Red Solo.
Oh, no.
So I want to leave on a good note, and I'm going to let Boo finish this out. Boo, you want to give us what 2019 holds for us?
So,
Since I've been
I
suspended.
I'm really happy to announce in 2019 we are doing what you would call a rebranding. We will no longer be
rebranding?
a rebranding. Yes, we will no longer be the DC as fuck show. We will be coming back in 2019 as the District Misfits.
Is this going to fuck up
The
my
District
IMDb?
Oh, excuse
of
me.
Misfits
Pardon me. I fucked that
Show.
up already. The District of Misfits Show.
Is this going to
Lord.
fuck up my IMDb?
Maybe.
No, you're going to add one more
Possibly.
to it.
So yeah, basically
We're being
it's
smart.
You're assuming I'm going to come back.
basically we're going to be doing a lot of the same of what we're doing. Little less emphasis on drinking because Marcus's concussion does not allow him to imbibe like we used to, and for the we feel like we'll give you a better quality product if we're not.
Game of fuckery.
Occasionally we'll bring back the game of fuckery, but we're losing the safe words and
My
we're
phone's
gonna,
on silent.
we're
That still needs to be a thing, though.
Nobody's
and
getting,
we're gonna
nobody's
try
getting
and
me.
we're gonna try and take things in a bit more of a lighter focus on nightlife, entertainment, fun shit, positive stuff.
Try to get away from the Trumpism so
Every
much.
there's enough dark shit going on in the world. We want to give you guys a reason to laugh and smile and want to
And we're
tune in,
really
so.
going to start going after like the local artists, the local musicians.
Yeah, we
even-
want to bring
Really
Really
wanna
focus on
dive in.
DC.
bring
really
you guys
focus on-
DJs, musicians, tell you about the bands, the good shows, and all the the good parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Small
now
business owners.
we will bring you back on to be depressing when Robert Mueller comes back on or something like that. Or something major that actually happens.
when some juicy shit happens,
Yeah, if there's like an impeachment or some shit like
news
that.
when it breaks.
Yeah. But yeah, like Boo said, we're going to go for the more positive, uplifting thing because you know what? Like you said, there's enough dark shit in this world. So we don't need that anymore. So
So stay tuned in 2019 for the District of Misfits show. If you are a
What about Mighty Mighty Trouble?
the Mighty Trouble Threat, which is my go-go project, will hopefully be seeing the light of day in March.
Are you still looking for a guitar player?
We're always looking for a guitar player. We're a collective.
Have
We're
I-
always looking for musicians.
Have
of
I
all
mentioned that I
levels.
played guitar in
If yo-
several
Have I-
go-go
if yo-
bands?
Have I told you
Yes.
that you are more than welcome to come by and get your groove on with us?
I'm waiting for my call.
I will throw you in the thread.
Ring,
just-
ring.
You will.
He ain't never
you
gonna
will.
call you.
You will. You will thank
I hope he don't
me,
ever
and
call
then
you.
you'll probably grow to hate me because this thread is never ending. It's constantly. There's probably shit going on right now. I'm gonna go in there. There's gonna be like 57 messages.
When we do this show a year from now, are we going to be talking about Ian and Boo killing it with Mighty Trouble? What is it called?
the Mighty Trouble Threat.
The Mighty Trouble. Thing.
Hashtag TMTT.
You trying to keep your license, bro?
Yo, and dude, and it'll be me and you and Mundy
oh, that's
under
good.
one roof.
I like everything about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like power,
Who's
pure,
playing,
unadulterated power.
who's playing the congas though?
Me. I will.
Everybody.
Everybody.
We got two
I
percussion
have
players.
congos.
All right, let's make our way
I
out.
didn't
Boo.
ask who has.
Whoa,
congas.
wait,
Who's
hold
playing
on.
congas?
Before we leave,
Fuck cancer.
yeah,
Fuck
fuck
cancer.
Fuck cancer. And I want to take a shout out. I want to take a moment to do a brief in memoriam. Who we lost in 2018. Here we go. Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade, Burt Reynolds, Penny Marshall, Aretha Franklin, Dolores O'Riordan. Who is this?
The
Who did
singer
you-
of the Cranberries.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes,
Fuck that
Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries.
O'Riordan?
Barbara Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, Winnie Mandela. Wait, I screwed his name up before.
Milos.
Forman, who author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Tom Wolfe, author of Bonfire of the Vanities. Kofi Annan, John McCain, Gilberto Benetton of the clothing brand, the incomparable Stan Lee, Steven Hillenberg, SpongeBob SquarePants creator, which I don't know if we should shout that dude out because that show
Yes.
is rotting children's
Yes.
brains. Anyways, Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft. Neil Simon, holy shit, I forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
Robin Leitch,
Shit.
Charlotte Ray, Mrs. Garrett from The Facts of Life.
What?
Yeah, man. Joe Jackson, Big Van Vader, Margot Kidder. Holy shit. I can't even handle that. Wait, Vern Troyer, a.k.a. Mini-Me. Shame on you guys for not knowing his name and just putting Mini-Me on the list. Jerry Van Dyke, I'm kidding. Eddie Clark. Mark Sailing from Glee. Was that this year, dude?
Did he kill himself?
He did.
Wait, pause. Which one the fuck is that? That's
He
not
was
the quarterback,
Puck.
is it?
He was Puck.
And I got two more. John Mahoney, and finally, Stephen Hawking. It's been a year, and sorry for anybody who didn't make the cut.
Stan Lee, the
2018,
toughest
I have
one.
to say, it was a fucking shitty ass year.
Well, here we go with 2000.
Stan Lee was the toughest one for me.
We're going to go 2019. Let's make this a much better year.
Are we going to predict who's going to die in
Let's not
2019?
forget, guys, before we get out of here, we write our one love on the wall and shut off these doors for the last DC as fuck show.
Well,
Let's not forget St. Arnold's in the Abbey over in Cleveland Park, the Muscles Bar. Don't forget, you're going to come see us tonight? Come see us tonight at the Abbey.
Cleveland
All
Park.
four of us are about to
Right after
literally
the show.
hurt ourselves in a couple of minutes, and Marcus keeps telling me he used to be a bartender. He thinks he's a bartender, but I guarantee he sucks these nuts. Let's not forget the Jefferson.
I bartended too, by the way.
In DuPont. Nobody asked you, white boy. Anyways,
I asked
Not
myself.
actually white.
I actually asked myself,
Let's knock this out, guys.
and I'm Hispanic.
let's not
I was
forget.
going to say.
Can you just let me be racist for 12 seconds? I know you're
Racialist.
Hispanic.
You do
Racialist.
Anyways.
You do you. You do you.
Jefferson in DuPont. Let's not forget that Muscle Bar too. Food's just amazing and whatever. And let's not forget Tiber Beer
The
House.
Tiber Beer House
Over in where are we talking about?
in Bethesda.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Go get that good beer and that good knowledge.
I'm going to take us out. Thank you for joining us for another wonderful DCS Fuck show for
The
the
last.
last time. Thank you to our guests, Ian. Thank you for everybody for watching. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to One Love Massive, Heartcast Studios. I'm Marcus Bradley Dumbin, a.k.a. the Pasteurized Chef. We are done, Misfits. We'll see you next year.
Happy New Year, savages.
Happy New Year.